Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're going to jump into Nightmare 21 and go all the way through to 30 hopefully with non-royal units. So first things first, we need 3 Glorians. So something that I thought might be quite interesting was if you had 2 of the Glorians set. So as you can see, we technically have 3 Glorians active, but there is only 2 Glorians on the team. Now, it's a real pain, but fortunately, or technically, by mistake, I did also pick up the proof of mystifiers. So as you can see, I do have the proof of mystifiers activated. So what I'm going to do is build a mystifier Glorians team using only non-royal units. The first place that I'm going to go to will be to my monarchs. So Lily and Leah and Lee work very well together. They share exactly the same synergies. The only thing that I don't have is Lee at Lightseeker, and then we're also going to add in Nawi as well. The reason that I'm going to add in Nawi is because she is the 3rd Verdiant. Now, there are no Verdiants to speak of except for Ozzy and Minotaur. So if you have a look on here, let's switch these two round. You have Ozzy, Minotaur, Lee, Lily and Leah and Nawi as your Verdiant synergies. We've got 2 Monarchs, 3 Mystifiers, because I do have proof of Mystifiers, 4 Glorians, 4 Lightseekers, and 5 Verdiants as well. So we're going to change things up. Let's see how well this team does. If worst comes to worst, we're going to keep this in. We will take you out. We'll put Sinful Band in. We're going to take you out, and then we will go ahead and bolster our... We don't want reflect rate, effect resistance by 50%, no. We want accuracy rate, no. Effect accuracy. Now that is something that I'm quite interested in. The only other option really would be for crit damage. So we'll go ahead, pop our attack in. The reason that I've got this in here, increase the damage effect of all basic attacks, is because we are running a Verdiants team. So as you can see, I've got the 5 Verdiants here. Just in case you don't know what they do, when an ally unit takes action, there is a 30% chance to start a sync attack. Sync attacks deal 200% basic attack damage with 5 Verdiants on the team, plus we get an additional 200% from our relic here. So this relic specifically, we get an additional 200%, plus as well, we do also get an additional 300%, plus 50%, so 350%. So in total, 400%, 500, 600%. Plus the Verdians on top, that is 800% on basic attack damage. So let's see if this works. Now, I do have the wrong relics in, as you can see. I didn't change them out from last time, but should be okay. So we do apply all of these corrode stacks, and not as much as we have seen previously. The reason for that is primarily because we don't have Emily on the team. Now, Emily distributes 5 poison counters. I'm playing too much Magic. It distributed 5 corrode stacks here. It seems though over in round 1, easy enough, looks absolutely fine. Again, Verdiant synergies, very, very strong, especially within the Glorian setup. You can also, if you don't have a copy of Lee, for example, or if you don't have Lee up to Verdiant synergy, you can also run Marina in this spot, as Marina is another Verdiant synergy that you can proc. So as you can see, we're doing all of these basic attacks. Nawi, every time Nawi attacks, including the times that she's procced with the Verdiant synergy, will also effectively power through. So she will also have a chance to proc her passive skill. So when that happens, she will attack each enemy with a basic attack, which is why we're able to do so much damage to these guys when Nawi does proc her passive. And again, it's because of the 800% attack increase that we are getting on basic attack. So as you can see, now we're doing 205 million on basic alone. Again, that is so strong. And there she goes again, powering up to 800 million on a basic attack. It's just crazy. And I haven't even changed over the the relics yet. My goodness me, how slack. So we did get up to round 2 on this one, and now we need to do massive, massive amounts of damage. Lee also very, very capable unit, very powerful unit as well. Now we're powering through here like there's no tomorrow. So let's go ahead and change these relics up. Bear with me. Sorry about that, just had to go help one of my little ones out. So this is the order of the relics that I'm going to go with. The reason for it is because this will apply our corrode stacks that we need to win. This lantern will reduce the cost of our final relic here, and this final relic will provide healing and also provide fortitude effect. And depending on how many buffs we have, it will also trigger twice. So just something to keep in mind. Now we do apply all these corrode stacks, and it's gotten rid of all of our enemy's holy shield as well. We do reduce the control effect, and as you can see, they have already applied this control and applying the reflect rate for the enemies as well, which is doing a significant amount of damage. Fortunately, able to heal up and give our team here a well-needed buff, attack-wise, defense-wise. Very, very strong power of the Grace of Hunters, and also with the Mystifiers in play as well. They also have the Banish effect. Now, I don't believe that the Banish effect will kick in here. And again, the reason that I don't believe the Banish effect will kick in is because they have the control immunity for a couple of rounds at least. Nawi, though, doesn't really care about any control effects or immunity effects. Looks like we are able to finish things out relatively quickly as well. Just unfortunate that these guys do take so long in order to kill, but it looks like we're not able to take very much damage at all from these guys anymore. And again, the reason for that is because of Lily and Leah. It is also because of the build-up that we get from Grace of Hunters. So the build-up also contributes, as you can see, Aussie doing 1,000 million there. That is very, very strong. But yeah, as you can see, Lily and Leah on basic attacks. We are now proccing all of these basic attacks with thanks to the Verdient synergy. Very, very strong, especially against recurring enemies. As in these recurring enemies here, we've already built up more than enough attack and more than enough defense. The only one who doesn't really do very much damage is Minotaur. And again, that's because his primary purpose is to double the number of corrode triggers. And here we see Lee out damaging Nawi. Now, I think that's one of the first times I've seen that. So, attacks all enemies, dealing 60% damage, loses 1 HP when performing a basic attack, so we need to outlast this guy. That's the problem. So, deal 50% damage to 1 random enemy and applies 3 stacks of effect accuracy reduction rate. So, a lot of the stuff that you want to hit won't hit, unfortunately, when he does apply this. Deals 40% damage to 3 random enemies and 3 stacks of crit rate reduction. So we're not going to be able to crit on this one. And attacks all enemies, dealing 50%. When enemy debuffs reach 5, 10, 15 stacks, they will receive additional 50%, 100%, and 200% damage. Fortunately, we're running Glorians, so this won't matter because we won't have debuffs applied to us for the first 4 rounds, it will be. And for every 2 allies lost, its defense permanently reduced by 20%, and then they do have the max revival as well. So I think this team will be absolutely fine. The reason that I'm going to keep it exactly the same is because a lot of these units will hit this boss. Specifically, Nawi will hit this boss. She attacks backline allies. So just something to keep in mind. So we should hopefully see this guy go down relatively quickly. The only problem that we have is the holy shields as well, and getting enough defense right off the bat in order to survive these attacks. Fortunately, able to build up our defense by using the Verdient synergy. So with the Verdient synergy, Lily and Leah's runes, every time we trigger this Verdient synergy, we will be able to increase our defense for a couple of rounds as well. So there we go. As you can see, increased that right here. Oh, WhatsApp getting in my way. Yeah, it is what it is. So as you can see, we're doing much less damage to us than we've seen previously. Unfortunately, we are going to be able to remove all of these Holy Shield stacks as soon as these minions here go down. It is just a matter of waiting. Now that is something, it's a bit of a shame really, because Nawi's attack here we kind of want to happen after these guys go down. So we're going to need to wait about 10 rounds before we're able to see a victory here. But we are powering up more and more every time we attack and every time we gain any sort of healing whatsoever. So potentially what we can do is change out Lee. So as you saw, Lee went straight down. But what you can do is change him out for somebody like Clotho. Now, Clotho, although is an epic unit and doesn't have the Lightseeker synergy, she isn't particularly part of many teams. She does have the Celestial trigger, technically, but the main purpose is the healing that she provides. So the healing will bolster our team's attack and defense up quite dramatically, I would say. So we do get the corrode triggers, hopefully. So now we need to take down a couple of these holy shields, but as you can see, you just need to outlast this guy. And then once his shields have gone down, you do need to... WhatsApp, flipping heck. Stop, WhatsApp. But once these holy shields have gone down, we need to do as much damage to this boss as possible. Fortunately, we've still got Minotaur, Nawi, and Ozzy as well, able to do the business. But my problem... so we did get him down quite low. And also, this guy's health is very, very low, with thanks to our corrode triggers. So as you can see here, we do get the attack increase, so we are nearly able to beat him. And again, I think it's because of Nawi and the corrode triggers. So Nawi here, proccing, increasing our attack, defense, and so our physical defense and magic defense. They're not able to get through these shields. Corrode kicks in. If you are struggling to beat this level 25 boss, I would suggest corrode damage is the way forward. As you can see, Ozzy to secure the victory here. Now this team should be, or this should be a lot easier because, well, the frontline enemies cannot die against the boss, whereas against this guy they most definitely can, or against this team the surrounding enemies for Victoria most definitely can do. So we do apply that defense reduction on our enemies, and because of the sinful band here, we're able to apply all this physical defense reduction, which in turn allows Nawi to one-shot the enemies very quickly. Applying all of those stacks of debuffs onto the enemy is very, very good for us, especially when we want to take them down as quickly as we can. So potentially what we can do is use other units like Emily, like Franz, like Lancelot, for example, where we will do much more corrode damage to these enemies, taking them out in one shot. But it is quite nice to see Minotaur do 2,900 million on a basic attack, you know. There's just something quite satisfying about that. So as you can see, these stages are all very doable with non-DD units. Granted, my units are, the majority of which are Lightseeker, so we do have that Lightseeker synergy going on. They are all 15 stars, except for Lee, who I believe is 13 stars. And they do all have exclusive runes. So Ozzy has his exclusive runes, Minotaur has his exclusive runes, Nawi has hers full red and unique, and Lily and Leah have 2 and 2 as well. Or in fact, Minotaur has 2-2 as well. So just something to keep in mind when you are building these teams. Might want to replace a couple of these units with royal units if you are struggling. Don't be a psycho like me and try and beat this entire thing using non-DD units. Yeah, now we fortunately holding everything for us. You know, she's so strong. She's so strong. It's crazy. Now Gwyn we can counter using various different methods. We do have Bastet here, so I could replace Minotaur or Ozzy with Bastet and we should be absolutely fine. But it looks like, I think we're going to be able to take these guys down very quickly. Another perk of the Verdiant synergy again is Nawi does attack multiple times in this round 1. So as you can see, I think this round is nearly over. But we are applying this Verdiant synergy. And every time Nawi attacks with the Verdiant synergy or without, she has a chance to proc her passive ability. Now we do get the enemies here on corrode. So again, working very well with basic damage plus corrode. Seems to do the job. Very effective. So thanks very much for watching. I hope I've helped people get through these stages using that corrode damage. Yeah. And I just want to say thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day.